I want to get real with you. I want to talk about excuses. Her excuses that she found that kept coming up was essentially, I'm too old, right? I'm too old, I'm not enough. And really looking at her actions, right? Because we can look at our excuses and then what are your actions? Hi there, Jodie Bentley here, actor, producer, and career coach. And today, I want to get real with you. I want to talk about excuses. And I've talked about this before. And we get to talk about it again in a different way because here we are at the start of a new year. And excuses can come up and they will repeat, and you will live out the same patterns of last year unless we really examine what is getting in your way. So I recently had a woman who's part of my Dare to Be Unstoppable program, and we were on our group coaching call talking about excuses. And she shared that one of her excuses that she found that kept coming up was essentially, I'm too old, right? I'm too old, I'm not enough. Maybe some of you can relate to that. So we were talking about that and we were dissecting it a little bit more and going, okay, well, what's underneath that excuse, right? And really looking at her actions, right? Because we can look at our excuses and then what are your actions that you do based on that excuse, right? So she found herself, she said that she always is in class. She's always in class. She's staying in class. Now, look, there's no problems with being in class. We all get to train, right? We have to make sure our craft is, well-oiled machine, I guess we could say, right? But there's a difference between being in class to learn your craft and tweak your craft and be up on your craft than being stuck in what I call class land, right? And feeling like you have to be in class. I should be in class all the time. I have to be in class and I can't call myself an actor if I'm not in class, right? And it was kind of a place where she found herself in where she's like, oh, if I just learn this one more thing, then I'll be ready. Oh, if I just learn this thing, then I'll be ready. If I just learn this thing, then I'll be ready, right? So that just perpetuates this cycle of class land. So now we take her perfectionism of, ooh, if only I got to learn this and then this and then this. And then we add on the I'm too old, I'm not enough. Now we have stasis. Now we have a woman who is stuck, right? She was just stuck in class, feeling like she wasn't ready and too old anyway. So what do we do with this? Well, one of the things we get to look at is this perfectionism kicks in and when this class land thing kicks in. And again, I just want to say training is awesome. We want to train, but don't let it be your Achilles heel to not taking action. So that's what she started to realize was, oh, deep down, I'm actually pretending to not be ready. I'm pretending to not be ready to jump into this career at this older age in my life. Why? Because out of fear, and it's safer to stay in class. It's much safer to stay in class than to be like, I'm ready, I'm going to jump. So it was always, I'll learn one more thing, then I'll be ready, one more thing, then I'll be ready. So she started to realize that she was pretending to be ready, not to be ready, even though deep down she was. But this excuse was holding her back. This excuse was keeping her in inaction. So why do we make these excuses? Why do we buy into them when we examine them, all they're doing is keeping us playing small? Right? And they're really keeping us safe. If you really break down any excuse, it really comes down to it's keeping you safe, keeping you from taking risks, keeping you from failing, keeping you protected, right? So that's kind of why we listen to those excuses deep down, because we want to feel safe. So when she started to realize this, oh God, I'm pretending to not be ready. I'm pretending this thing, which isn't true, which is holding me back and keeping me small. Why do we do this to ourselves? Why was she doing this? Partly why we hold on to excuses sometimes is so we can be right. So let me just talk this out with you. If this woman feels, I'm too old for this career. What am I doing? I'm too old. I can't believe I'm doing this career, right? And then she comes to a point where she goes, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to dive on in. I'm going to do it. But that excuse is still back there, right? And she dives in and it doesn't pan out the way she wants. Then she can say, see, I knew it. I was too old. I shouldn't have done it. I knew it. I knew what would happen. I knew it. We get to be right. right? Maybe one of your excuses is, oh, there's no other good partners out there, right? So there's no other fish in the sea for me. But then you do meet someone, you're like, oh my God, there is. And then it doesn't pan out the way you want. See, I was right. So sometimes we hold on to these excuses to keep us safe and so we can be right. But my question to you is, do you want to be happy or do you want to be right? And I know that all of you want to be happy as you are pursuing this career in 2021. I know that you do. So in order to be happy, you got to weed through those excuses, see what they are, understand why you are doing them, to be able to shed them to move forward. That's the only way. Then you can really be happy on your path and on your journey in your acting career. So I invite you to start really looking at those excuses and examining them and really seeing the possibility on the other side of the excuse, the happiness on the other side of the excuse. So it's really shedding the ego to get to the truth. So let's get to the truth. Let me know what you think about this. Post in the comments below. Let me know what one of your excuses is that you're working through, because we all got to work through it again to get to the other side. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.